Hello, everyone. I spoke with an old friend on the phone today. About all kinds of things, really, we spoke. But at one point I asked him, how does he prioritize? I said, how do you prioritize? He said, well, I just do everything at once. And I said, well, I guess I must be on the right track then. Because he gets a lot done. So here's take a look at a few things I'm doing. Here's this kiridashi that I started a while ago. I found it and thought, well, yeah, I remember I was making this. Didn't really need much, just needs a pin and maybe a little wrap here or something, and it needs sharpening. So I made this little pin today, and I screwed it in and kind of bunged it up. But anyway, I'll just use that. Doesn't have to look perfect. It kind of goes in. So kiridashi. Now the SRK. I whittled out the shape of the handle pretty much. Maybe make a little comparison here. Still a little thicker, obviously. Some of that thickness is going to come away, and some of it may remain. Might make it a little thicker. So yeah, I made this part here. I always fudge these. It's so simple in principle, but it's really difficult to do, especially with a harder material like this fat carbon. Anyway, in order to get that to go here, I had to do some rounding, and I just did that by hand with some of these files, because this was you can see that it's a lower step than here, and it was just a right angle there, so I kind of filed in this little angle, and then I just tapered the tang. Sometimes I just get this notion like, well, I could taper the tang and then I would have to remove less material out of this here when it comes to hollowing that out and blah blah blah. I don't know. Well, really, I guess the argument that convinced me as to why I should taper the tang was balance. Because this is going to be a lot heavier, this handle, than the original rubber handle. I thought, well, why not, since I'm doing this kind of customized version, why not taper the tang a little bit, take off some of that weight. And I drilled this hole here. I actually snapped my carbide drill bit right when there was just a little bubble on the other side. It got down there and then snapped off. And I managed to just kind of go in from the other side with the stumpy remainder. That wasn't really a point anymore, but yeah, that caused the tip to fall out, and I punched all the way through, tidied it up with a file, and so happily I had a piece of this tubing which is just the right size to go in here. It's actually better. It's actually a tighter fit than the original, which had a bit, well, maybe about the same. No, yeah, the other one had a bit more wobble to it. So I just got to hollow this out now on the two sides to accommodate the tang, and then everything. Make sure everything lines up. Yeah, we should be over at the end here, right? There we go. So I'll have some material to remove there. And then we'll mix up some epoxy. Oh, yeah, right. So for this, once I got these wells in, then I can put the blade there and drill the holes on one side and then the other. And then I was thinking, because this is the largest carbide drill bit that I have, is this 1/8 thickness, so I can't make any thicker a hole through there. And I was thinking, it wouldn't look bad to have this one little pin, but I was thinking about possibilities. So what I'm going to maybe try and do is cut this off. I already tapped it out. strange. I managed to get it to go in the... Oh, I managed to get it to go in the other one. No? Am I tripping? Could have sworn I already put the pin stock through there. Maybe I have a different piece of pin stock somewhere. I don't know. Anyway. Right, that was just an idea that maybe I can... cut these off, because I have no way of making a round brass washer, and I don't have any brass washers, but I'm pretty sure I've seen something like this done before. I mean, they did something that almost looks like it was an imitation of that, but yeah, so that's that explained. SRK project. Hopefully get these glued up tonight. And then the algorithm yesterday introduced me to a guy, Super Steel Steve. I watched a couple of his videos. I watched one of his videos yesterday, his most recent, and then I watched another one today. And I realized, oh, this guy is actually Steve Kalari. And I'm familiar with the name because I saw What's the Point EDC, Frank. Showing off this Steve Kalari knife. And what Steve is saying is that he's going to undertake heat treatments for other people. And that put me in mind of this little thing here that I've had in this box for maybe, I don't know, maybe nigh on a year or something. So this is just an offcut of Damas steel. And I did this little bit of file work there. And because it was an offcut, I was, didn't have much to work with. I came up with this kind of, it's like a tapered half tang, two-way tapered half tang, right? And this was back before I had my mini lathe. I whittled these lilac pins by hand. So again, I pretty much was most of the way there. The only thing is I don't have access to heat treatment except via my connections at the forge, and they don't really do super steel. They don't have cryogenic and any of that stuff. Because this is Damas steel, I'm definitely up for, getting a properly good heat treatment on it. And then it should be quite a nice little whittler. Little sway back. Sheep's cliff. Kind of thing. Would have made a worn cliff, but didn't really have the stock for it to put the curve in, right? So. Cool. Thanks for watching.